Hello and welcome back everyone to the third section, that is build self-driving car with deep Q-learning. In this section, we are going to make a self-driving car application. In order to do that, first we will install our PyTorch environment. Then in the first part of our self-driving car application, we will create a KV file, that is car.kv. Then in the second part of our self-driving car application, we will build our map Python file. And in the third part of our self-driving car application, we will build the artificial intelligence of our application, that is AI.python file. And in the last lecture of this section, we are going to play with our SDC AI. Installing PyTorch environment. In this video, we are going to take a look at how to install PyTorch environment. Then we will install KV SDK for our self-driving car application. So without further ado, let's get started. First, we will install Anaconda distribution for our Python environment. Let's first go to the web browser and go to the Google and type Anaconda. Then go to the first link and then click here on download. Then here you can see Anaconda distribution for Python is available here for Windows, macOS and Linux operating system. For Windows and macOS, this is going to be a graphical installer. You just need to follow the steps. And for Linux, you have to download .sh file. Then go to the documentation for installation. And here you can see there are some documentation for installing Anaconda in Windows, macOS and Linux operating system. So I'm here in Linux. So I'm clicking here, installing on Linux. And you just need to follow this step in order to install the Anaconda distribution. So after completing this step, open up the terminal and then type Anaconda Navigator. Then it will open up the Anaconda Navigator, and here in Applications on tab, you can see the environment. So in order to create a new environment, click here on Create, give an environment name and make sure to select Python 2.7. Then click on the Create button and it will create an environment using Python 2.7 for our project. Then close this Anaconda Navigator and the terminal. Again, open up the terminal. Then for Mac or Linux user, type source activate, then the environment name. And for Windows user, go to Start, then find out Anaconda prompt. And this is equivalent to the terminal of Mac or Linux user. And there type activate, then the environment name. So for Linux and Mac user, type source activate, then the environment name. And for Windows user, just type activate, then the environment name. Then you can see we are in the environment we created earlier. Then we have to install PyTorch and KV in that environment. So let's type conda install PyTorch equal 0.3.1-c PyTorch. Then press enter. Then after installing this PyTorch version, type conda install -c conda-forg KV. It will install all the dependencies in order to use our KV file. Then after doing that, from Applications on tab, select your environment name and open up the Spider, which is our IDE of choice. So in order to run our self-driving car application, first we have to install the Anaconda distribution. Then we'll create an environment, and in that environment, we installed PyTorch and we installed KV dependencies in order to run our project. So that's it for the installation part of our SDC project.